Hi, today we'll be learning how to turn this into this. And in the second part, we'll be learning how to take this thank you note and turn this into a subscribe note. And then in the last part, we'll use Mocha and tracking to turn this into this. Now, let's get started. Take your footage and make a new composition. And we can see there's a very little movement here. So we will use warp stabilizer here. Apply warp stabilizer. And then change these settings. For stabilization, use no motion, method to position, scale and rotation, and framing to stabilize and call. And make sure in the advanced tab to check the detailed analysis. Let the tracking finish, and in the objective, we will choose reversible stabilization so that we can reverse it when we are done editing. It has done a very good job. Now let's start with our edits. First, we're going to go to the very first frame and take a screenshot. Then we're going to open this screenshot up in Adobe After Effects. We're going to open this in Adobe Photoshop, and we're going to take the lasso tool and select the text that we want to remove. Once the selection is complete, right-click on the selection and choose Content Aware Fill and hit OK. Content Aware Fill does a very good job. Now let's export this. Now we go to our export folder and take our image that we just created and drop it in After Effects. Place the image in our composition and make sure to mask out the parts of the composition that we want to keep. We don't want to keep the whole picture. Our interest point is just this area that we have masked out. Now let's add some text there. It was open 24/7. Now let's make it closed 24/7. Adjust the position as required, and there we have it. Now for the last part, we need to reverse the stabilization. For this, we will make a new adjustment layer. Place the adjustment layer on top. Copy the warp stabilizer from our original footage and paste it on the adjustment layer. Change the objective from reversible stabilization to reverse stabilization, and we have our movement back. Pretty good. Now let's try the same method in our next footage. Here we have a nice thank you note. Now let's turn this into a subscribe note. As done previously, apply warp stabilizer. Change the result to no motion, method to position, scale and rotation, framing to stabilize and crop, and in the advanced option, choose detailed analysis. Let it analyze. Once it completes analyzation, change the objective to reversible stabilization. Let's see the results. Looks good. Take the first frame and take a screenshot of the very first frame. Open this screenshot in Adobe Photoshop. Take the lasso tool and mask out the text that you want to remove. Once you have selected all the text, right click on the selected portion and choose Content Aware Fill. And let Content Aware do its job. Click OK. Pretty good. Now let's export this clip. Now import the image in After Effects and drop it into your composition. Once again, mask out the area that you want to keep. Now let's add our text. Change the scale, rotation as required. Pretty good. Now to add the motion back, make a new adjustment layer on top. Copy the warp stabilizer from our original footage, paste it to the adjustment layer, and change reversible stabilization to reverse stabilization, and you will have the movement back. Pretty neat. Now for the third footage, it's going to be a little tricky as we will not be using warp stabilizer here as the whole image is tilting. So we will use Mocha Pro to track this footage, and then we will use the Mocha Pro setting to change the text. Apply Mocha and open up the console. Select the pen tool and just remember Mocha is a planar tracker, so we need to choose a plane that we want to track. Once we have our plane, enable the surface area and grid. Make sure the CTL is on the first frame. Now the grid is aligned, surface area is also aligned. We'll uncheck shear, just translation, scale and rotation, and then we will track forward. Watch out for any sudden movements as the track loses. Looks like we have a pretty good track. Now let's go back to the first frame. Choose the surface area and align it. Save and exit Mocha. In the Tracking Data tab, create track data, choose our layer, and it's ready for export. We will be using CC PowerPin for this, and we need a layer to export this to. So let's make our edits. Again, take a screenshot and then edit the screenshot in Adobe Photoshop to get a clean plate. Take the lasso tool and mask around the text that we want to remove. Once our selection is complete, right click and choose Content Aware Fill and let Content Aware do its job and hit OK. Now let's save this. Now we'll take our image and place it in After Effects. Drop it in our composition just like before, and then we will mask this picture to the area that we want. Make sure the picture is selected. As I said, make sure the picture is selected so we don't make a shape. Now let's add our text. Adjust the scale as required. Now let's turn on 3D mode for this text so that we can place it where we want. Now let's pre-compose the text layer and the image. Make sure to move all attributes to new composition. Go back to our original footage and Mocha and export it to the new composition. And that's about it. We have successfully tracked the footage in Mocha. Now, if you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you for watching.